Kia ora, Rawiri. Thank you for joining me tonight. How are you really feeling today?
Oh, actually, I'm pretty good. Besides a little bit sleepy, it's been a big week. Other than that, no, kia te pai. Good.
Oh, good.
How are we doing?
Do you love your clients or?
I actually do. I'm lucky in that aspect of things.
Yeah,
So I do think what you put out there is what you draw. So I'm really lucky.
I'm a kick on that. So what's bringing you joy in your life at the moment?
Oh, I think I've got some really exciting things coming play at the moment. So I'm going to be heading over to Rarotonga doing 10-week stunts, which I'm looking forward to. I've just recently had my nieces and nephews over the school holidays, so that's been a little bit of a joy having that uncle time with them before me shooting off, and they're getting a little bit older now, so you kind of want to have that little time with them before they get too big too fast.
How old are they?
One is 4 and the other one's 5.
Oh, I loved that time.
I'm so going to hate it if I got the answers wrong, but yeah, around there.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I loved my nieces and nephews when they were that age, because always looking after them. That's what we did. And it was never a chore to me. I babysat a lot growing up. That was my job, my part-time job, and I loved it. And these kids that you look after, the tamariki that we look after in our whānau, obviously I'm a little bit older than you, and we get to a stage where you get invited to their weddings, and then you go to the 21st. And
I'm invited to the 21st. I'm still looking forward to the wedding invitations.
You'll get them. Yeah. So nothing about me. It's really about you. What's something that's challenging you right now?
Ooh, at the moment, I'm stuck with my bloody visa. That's been a bit of a nightmare. Organising.
How do you need visas to go to Rarotonga? I didn't know this.
No, you tell me this. But I think it's while you're doing mahi over there, and because I'm doing a year to a 3-year stint, that might require a little bit more of a visa. But yeah, it is what it is. Got to get it done. They seem to run on island time, but whānau will make it over there sooner or later.
Yeah.
Not too far away.
Oh, that's really interesting. Does it mean that, let's say, you pay more tax, or when you get over there?
Certain things like that, it can, depending what I'm doing, it can differ on what I would be paying tax-wise and stuff like that, especially if I am going to go into co-leadership of a business or,
And so that's what you're planning on doing too. Are you going over there to support a business, really, co-leadership?
Just support at the moment, go have some fun and then see what happens, have a think about it. Don't throw everything in just to start with, because I really don't know the place at all just yet.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm excited to go see what's out there as well.
Yeah, of course. I've got a best friend that lives over there. He'll be your auntie age. His name is Jeff. So I already I speak to him quite often, and I told him that you were coming over, and he goes, "Oh, I'll have to reach out." I said, "Yeah, yeah, he's great."
Yeah.
All right. So tell me, we'll talk about growing up. So tell me a little. Tell me about Tell me about the little boy that you were.
Oh, do you know what? When you sent me that question, I was like, what kind of boy was I? Like, how do I answer that? And I think the best description of that, do you ever remember that Buoy film?
Yeah, totally, yes.
Yeah. There's a little brother in there, and I think I am very similar to the little brother in Buoy.
Quiet one, the one that never spoke.
Yeah, but he had such the broadest, out the gate, cool little imagination to him. He was always in his own little bubble.
Yeah.
Always in the background, but always still center pointed as well, seeing what everyone's up to. Throwing stones at people.
And I love that film.
So I think, I would probably be the little brother of Buoy. I had a very broad imagination. I was always in my own little bubble. Had all the family around me, all my cousins and stuff like that. So yeah, that would probably be my closest answer. If you don't know what Buoy is, you guys all need to go watch it.
You need to. Absolutely. It's such a good film. Where did you grow up then?
We moved around a lot because I was very fortunate. My nan managed to set up the first sort of Marae-based studies around in iwi and hapus and stuff like that. Okay. So we'd be from Levin to Taupo to Wanganui.
Wow.
Tiki area. We actually moved around a lot, but I would say our homestead would definitely be like Taupo, Wanganui, Levin.
So you're two whare toa?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Ngāti Porou.
Very nice. We're two whare toa as well. My great-grandmother was, so we whakapapa too. So what was home like then? Since you had a few different
homes? Oh, I think home was, I come from a very old school background.
Yeah.
Grew up with my grandparents. Mum was kind of on her own little journey, her healing side and whatnot.
Yes.
So I had my great grandparents, which I was very lucky. then once they pass away, it's with nanny, and there was almost that expectation of you have jobs to do. Mow the lawns, come home, cook dinner, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So although I had a childhood and stuff like that, we also had responsibilities, and that was just the norm. And yeah, no, old school. I guess I was my old school soul in some ways.
And you were quiet.
In some ways, I was very vocal, but I would get shy quite easy around adults, or as we all do when you're a kid.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I agree. And what are your happiest childhood memories?
Oh, my happiest childhood memories would have to be, again, this is where I think I'm very lucky. There's about 12 cousins of us all growing up on the same street. So being able to play outside on the street, blocking it off, staying until we're bloody getting yelled at to come inside and have dinner.
Yes.
They would probably be my most fond memories growing up, just having all the cousins outside. We didn't really need school friends or anything like that because we were quite a big family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people are you talking? What, 10?
All just the cousins alone, there probably would have been about 12 of us, 12, 13 of us.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need anybody else then, do you?
Nah.
What sort of games would
I
you
even
play?
got bloody bullied. The only ones who would bully me is my own cousins.
It's so similar to me, yeah. And what games would you play?
Oh, bull rush, tag.
Yeah, I think
Tag. It's always supposed to be tag, and then someone gets feelings, and then it's going to turn into bull rush tackle. Go home, stay home.
Yeah, it's just magical, eh? And were you inside when the street lights came on?
No. Oh, sometimes it would be still outside, but we were supposed to be inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we were definitely supposed to be outside until the street lights came on, then we'd have to be inside.
Yeah, same here. We might have jumped out the window a couple of times to get back out there.
So growing up with such a lovely, close family, when did you realize that you were a bit different, or did you realize you were different?
No, I think there's another good question that you sent that I didn't really know how to answer, but in some ways, I guess I do challenge that word a little bit different, or for me, putting myself down as a label, or that word alone.
Yeah, of course, I'm with you on that. I understand. Yeah.
But I think when I started thinking about same gender, sex, or whatever, I would have been maybe about 12, 13.
Yeah.
But even then, they take you through school and stuff like that's about, you go through stages where you might be confused about your sexuality and whatnot through sex and education. So part of me thought, okay, maybe this is just a thing that I'm going through or what. But when I see properly committed to accepting who I am or how I feel, would have been 18, 19.
Yeah. No, I understand exactly what you're saying. And I'm a really big advocate on, I just don't think children have sexualities.
No.
This is my own opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think it's a discussion. And if your child wants, I just think if we're feeling a particular way and we want to wear girls' clothes or girls
or
want to wear boys' clothes,
or whatever,
and do that. If you want to be a tomboy, just have joy and don't get trapped in the, oh, who am I? What am I? There's plenty of time to worry about that when you become an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think some of us do come from that generation where there is that expectation or how we look upon things back then.
I think also it's a big thing on Te Ao Māori as well and how we grow up in Māori. Yeah. And it's just not a question. It's like, oh, you're better off in the kitchen, so come and work in the kitchen or look after the kids. And Pacific Island people are the same when you think about whawhawhine, and you're just allowed to be yourself, not a label and it is very Western. It becomes a real Western lens. And I talk about that quite a lot. I just think you should be allowed to be a child.
Yeah. Absolutely. Or express what you want to do or who you are.
Yeah. So I do love that. And I totally understand what you're saying. And I do love you. I don't know about that question, whether I cannot really answer that fully because I was just myself. Yeah. And your family just let you be yourself.
That's how I really want to put it, to be honest. No, I refuse. This is for myself. I'm not going to speak to anybody else.
Yeah.
I refuse to put a label on the whole Takatāpui, the gay thing or stuff like that. But at the same time, I will always acknowledge it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All right. So I love that whole kaupapa that we're sharing about your childhood. So let's talk about our careers. So discovering hairdressing, how did hairdressing find you?
I needed a haircut one day. I had a big fight with my uncle working in the supermarket, and I thought no one's going to employ me because look at this bloody hair. And I used to walk past every day walking home at these girls. And there was a salon in Palmerston North called Spectra here. And at the time, it was very much at its accolade and very well known. But I always used to see these beautiful girls, very fashion. And they would be sitting there with a glass of wine and a cigarette in their hand every day that I walked past. And all I thought was, yous are so amazing. Like, how do I be your friend?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
Can we be friends, please?
Yeah. And you'll just
So I
stare
booked
at them.
myself in for a haircut just to be mates with one of them.
Yeah.
And then she started telling me about hairdressing and whatnot and the opportunities it gives. And it just really wowed me.
Hmm?
Yeah. So after
I
that, I
love
thought, fuck it, I'm going to hand in my resignation. My uncle
Where were
figured
you?
it out.
What were you doing before you decided to do hairdressing?
I was stacking them vegetables.
Yes. Yeah, no, you did say that. Yeah. I was a kitchen hand first, so you got to start somewhere. And it was
Absolutely.
basically when we think about our whānau, it's like you've got to get a job. My father was like, you have to get a job.
If you weren't going to school anymore.
Not,
You had to
yeah.
do
My dad was
something.
like, if you don't get you, I'm sick of you staying home watching Oprah Winfrey with your mother. And my cousin, whose children I used to babysit, she said to me, she goes, I'll get you a job in our kitchen. And I was a
Yeah.
for a while, but I always wanted to hairdress because my sister was. And I wanted to be like her because it was the hairdressers, they're really cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're out in the nightclub and they were smoking outside and they look really good. The hair looked great.
Yeah.
You wanted to be like that, you wanted a piece of that.
You kind of did. I did anyway.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. What was it about hair that captured your imagination besides these girls when you
I
started
think
doing
it
it?
was, yeah, when I started doing it, I think it was like, I really wanted to be an architect growing up. I seen a lot of similarities between hairdressing and architecture itself. It had structure,
Yep.
the dimensions, the textures, everything. So there were similarities, and I I was really fascinated with the likes of, say, back, I think you'd be able to relate. Sassoon was very structural back then.
Yes.
Everything was about precision, excellence, blunts, and all that kind of stuff. So that's how I started building myself, going through stuff like that.
I love Sassoon too. I totally hear you. And structure is really important. You've got to start with structure and
Yeah.
everything else is extra from that. But once you start from structure, you're really learning how to be a really good hairdresser. So tell me about your apprenticeship. What was that? How did that start? What did thing that you, while you were learning and building, were the girls like, you're going to go really far because of this or that? Or
Yeah. I think for my apprenticeship, I was really lucky. I really picked up certain things so fast, but I tell you what, I was probably the worst apprentice for doing my bloody schoolwork. I've never been one for school. I sucked. There were even probably times where the teachers were like, if he does not pass, we're kicking him out. We don't care how talented he is or what he has won.
Yeah.
But if he can be on the floor all he likes, but if he doesn't do his schoolwork by the end of this year, he is out. So I think there were times where it was like, I needed to get this done.
Yeah.
Was
This
I the greatest
qualification. So
Yeah.
it wasn't a trade then, eh? It was like different.
It was the
Units?
qualification. Yes, units.
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
And so even then, I tell you what, I actually did not get my qualifications until probably 6-7 years ago. I decided to do my QBIE. And the reason why I did it was because I actually wanted to do a little bit more educating and start giving back to people. And
Yeah.
who am I to do this if I don't even have my qualifications myself? But yeah, there are certain times, like if I was where I had to, what made me do it was obviously I want to have my own business. I need qualifications to be able to do this. So yeah, there's no more mucking around, where before it was like, I don't have any qualms in wanting to own a business this year, so I really don't need it. I'm
No.
making money. I'm doing fabulous things.
Yeah.
I have a clientele.
I hear you on that because I also think in hairdressing, you hire people that have a good trades test. And it is
Yeah.
really the work that you're doing. 60% of what we do is the way that we treat people. And then the technical thing comes after that. No one's going to go to a grumpy hairdresser. What was
Yeah.
specific about that you didn't like about the units? Was it the sort of science side, or what didn't you?
Uh, No, I don't think it was really much or anything of it. I just didn't want to be told what to do.
I don't.
To be, yeah. Honestly, there is no good enough excuse. I could come up with so many. Nothing can still explain why I didn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
It
hear you.
just-
I'm not
I-
being
I tell
told
you
what to
what,
do
a
'cause
lot
I
of my-
hate it. I
Yeah,
still
a lot
hate
of
it.
my
Yeah.
excuses will be so relatable, but at the end of the day, they're just excuses.
So what did you love the most then at that time?
What did I love the most? I was very much into cutting back
Yeah.
then. I was all about your asymmetricals, your very symmetry based, your blunt precision cutting.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the next Trevor Sorby pretty much back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's who I just looked up to. There was, yeah.
Yeah, I love Trevor Sorby, definitely. And how were you watching Trevor Sorby? So he's an English hairdresser, whānau, if you don't know who that is. And incredible. And now he does mainly shows now. And I think he's got a label. He's got a brand, of shampoo.
Yeah, Label
Funny
M or
one.
some. Yeah.
Yeah. What specifically? Was it his cutting? Or
I think it was the cutting, and then obviously foundation for me is a really big thing, in structure.
yeah.
The way the etiquette to them on how they speak and whatnot is
Yeah.
very precise, and they really break it down for you to help you understand. Yeah. The rest is up to you. You just practice and learn and practice and keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that I've met you through Glory, and then reached out and friended you. I remember when I looked at your last name, and I'd worked with a hairdresser here, and I know you probably don't even know her, and then I started watching your videos, and what I love the most about your video is the way that you treat your clients, because that is everything. But they also look fabulous too. I'm not being rude. And your structure and curl formation and moist curls, soft,
Yeah.
not thirsty looking, because
Yeah.
one of the biggest things for me is moisture and building the hair and working with it with your hands too and making it look gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some really beautiful curly work that you've done, that's not what a lot of hairdressers do today.
No, I do think it's starting to elevate now, and there definitely is a market for it, which is why now I'm really pushing that side of things. But for so many years, everyone's been all about blondes. Blondes make all the money, or hair cutting and stuff like that. But we tend to forget about all the other things I do believe there's a lane for everybody, but we probably do need to educate people that do have curly hair, because there is a market for them, and there's not enough education out there for them. And yeah, I think that's why they shy away from coming in half the time.
Yeah, that's true. But then also when you think about looking after curly hair and the way that you treat it, because then it's moisture first, isn't it? They always looking for
Absolutely.
moisture. You might do, let's say you do a full head of highlights in a couple of hours. But the thing about curly hair is you've got to treat it. You've got to treat it differently. And then you might dry cut it first, and then you might shampoo it, and then you might recut it again. So you're actually with that client for an hour and a half. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe
Yeah,
2
okay.
hours. And they want that. And they want to feel beautiful and soft. And they want their hair to not look thirsty. I know I keep saying that. You know what I mean by thirsty? Just dry.
Yeah.
And then
And I
they're
think
not.
too, the realistic side of things is some things are just not achievable, and that's okay.
That's right. Just ironing it. It was like
No.
because I learned how to do all that kind of, we call it cut of feel, which is what I learned to do in the 90s, which was really big in the 90s because
Yeah.
I'm a lot older than you are. But it's a really important skill that I've been able to take with me to other different salons when people have been like, wow, why do you do it like that? Or, I said, it's like feeling the hair and moving it around, because curly hair can't be forced. You've got to cut it in a particular way so that it will build nicely and look soft and feminine. And
Yeah.
I've watched hairdressers over the years have a curly haired client and they blow dry it and iron it straight. And then they cut it. Have you
I
seen
think them days are definitely gone now.
Yeah, have they? Okay.
Well, they better be anyway.
I actually think in certain rural areas that they might be still doing it. Yeah, they might.
Yeah. Each to their own at the end of the day, as long as we get the results, hey?
Yeah, I know. But then when the client goes to wear their hair curly, it's been cut straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then it's chunky or it's It's
It's
not
not
like,
fitting right, or it's too short.
or it's a triangle.
Yeah.
It has no blend. That's ultimately what I'm talking about. And then people would resonate with you, and then they'll be like, "Oh, yay! I love going to the hairdressers because no one has ever made me feel so good." And they
Well,
cut
they
it.
just straightened my hair out.
Yeah, or they just straightened my hair up. Whereas with you, they're sitting in your chair, and you're going to make them look great. Because I always say you've got to have good intention. I always have intention where I'm like, I'm going to make you look pretty. That's all I want from this appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's where some of us do hold that. Like, I used to be silly enough to tell some of my clients, I promise you, I'll make you look better than what you walked in with. And I think about it now, I was like, did I actually used to say that? And why did I think that was awesome to say? But
I think I
you know
still
what?
say
I
that.
got away with it.
Oh, no, we always get away with it.
Yeah.
And we get away with it because we're Takatāpui.
You know what? I guarantee you, I did anyways.
Yeah, always. Yeah. Because it's not just then that you're making feel good, you feel good about it yourself because you're
Yeah,
really.
absolutely. They're your walking
Yeah.
canvases that go out there.
So tell us about where you have worked of late, let's say in the last year. How did it work with you at Buoy in Wellington, and then, which is the most
do you know
incredible
what?
salon?
Buoy is an incredible salon for those that do know, or any hairdressers or anyone within our industry knows itself. It's an amazing salon, and to have the opportunity is awesome.
Yeah.
What was it like? I think when you're working in salons like that at very big teams,
Yeah.
it's a high performance salon. So I think first of all, what you need to make sure is that you're looking after your well, because, and it will answer some of your questions going further on, the burnout is a real thing.
Yeah.
And I think we need to find that way to, when you're playing in high performance, how do we look after ourselves to be able to maintain that high performance?
Yeah.
It's also created beautiful opportunities being in the salon like that. It's like fashion weeks, career paths that might lead down. If you're in the education lines, if you're wanting to do something like that, freelance yourself, they open them opportunities. And I think that's where salons like that itself, we are really thankful for. Yeah, because there are a lot of businesses out there that just don't give you that opportunity, or don't have the resources to be able to give you the opportunities like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think that in little towns like this, even Rotorua where I am, there's always a musical theatre. There's always a fundraiser.
Right.
There is
Get
always
out there, find a way, then from that.
Yeah. And there's always hairdressing colleges at a local tohomai or an institute. There's always something around. So they do have an incredible history, Buoy. And so what is it working in that kind of legacy, Buoy in Wellington?
Oh, I think it's one fucking amazing, full stop.
Yeah.
Two, it's a big culture.
Yeah.
It's not for the weak. You really need to sort out your feelings. And you probably will get them burnt.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Buoy themselves, but when you're working when you're working in big places like that, you need to be strong-hearted, and you need to separate your own personal feelings into making time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before I moved home to New Zealand, like we're talking 9 years ago, I ran this salon in Paddington in Sydney, and we had 15 senior hairdressers. And we specialised. So specialising whānau is when there's stylists and colourists. So we had a colour department, we had a stylist department.
Yes.
I'm not sure if Buoy run that same way.
Yeah, they used to. We're slowly opening up.
Okay.
Things where we're becoming a little bit more versatile.
Yeah. I think I like that kind of versatility, because also for someone like a senior hairdresser like myself, I can't just specialize because my mind is got too many things going on. My voices in my head want to go off and cut that hair and actually finish the whole thing. And I do like finishing the whole thing, and I like spending the whole time.
And I think as we use that concept of master stylist, to me and my head, you're not a master stylist if you don't cover the whole.
I think so too. Yeah, you have to be able to diagnose color consultation as well as styling consultation. So let's say I would have a senior colorist, amazing colorist, and we might have a client, we're talking about feelings here. And, I'd be like, oh, look, that client that you did, she thinks it's a bit dark, so I'm going to rebook her for next week. She wants to go a little bit lighter. And she goes, I don't want to do it. I said, no, but she thinks it's a bit darker, and you're her colorist. And she goes, no, but I don't care. Are you telling me I'm a bad hairdresser? No, not at all. Because they go straight.
But exactly.
No, not at all. You're an amazing colorist.
Yeah,
Telling
no,
you, oh, I love you.
think you shit.
It's just the client. It's the client. Get someone else to lighten it. And we're talking, I said, we're just talking a shade. No. And I said, look, if she came to you for a color in a couple of days, which is what I've suggested, after a shampoo, it probably will fade.
Yeah.
And so she'll just feel comfortable just sitting with you. When she books in, I don't want to be there. And then I'm like, all right, let's do that. And then I check
Hey,
in.
we've all had them.
Yes. And
I
then
don't wanna
I
be the
check
one
it.
to get it.
Fortunately for you and I, when you're talking about what's your feelings, we have feelings too. So I
Yeah,
can
of
understand
course.
where she's going with it. And
Yeah.
I would, the next day, I would check in with her and everything would be fine. She wasn't going to leave. And she ended up looking after the client. And sure enough, the color had faded from one shampoo.
There we go.
Yeah.
But you know what? We have to go through all them journeys first. And
Yeah. All the emotions, Rawiri, all the emotions. But these are
Yeah.
hairdressers.
Yeah, of course. So I
Yeah.
think coming from a big team like that and being at Buoy, we had a lot of that kind of stuff. There's 36 personalities. And on top of our own personal personalities, we've probably got about 10 of my own.
When you check in with stylists too, as the manager, I'd be like, oh, so let's say his name wasn't Jeff, but how's Jeff going? I haven't spoken to him for 2 weeks. Didn't you know? No, I didn't know. I thought he was your best friend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Haven't you been doing this here for 12 years?
Yeah, because this would just be a colleague. And so you do find out they hadn't spoken for 2 weeks. And you're like trying to find a way to bring them together, make a joke so that, and then it's all fine again.
Yeah.
Because as a manager, especially in a high profile salon with high expectations, it's also this high emotions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, truly.
So I can appreciate that. And I think a lot of it comes from the fact that we're touching people. And so I don't like to say this out loud, but I'm going to. I sometimes think that clients are vampires.
Yeah. I think even ourselves these days, I definitely know, and you'll be able to relate to this. Back in the days, they would have had no crimes in saying you were just shit. You did a shit job. Them fucking boys suck. All of it, go.
Yeah.
Where now we have to be careful because HR will have a field day. So we have to be very careful about how we approach certain situations these days.
Including your colour's a bit dark.
Yes.
And I'm going to book her in a couple of days and you can have a look at it because she can't get in with you. I'm not coming back. I'm leaving.
I'm feeling bullied.
This is an interesting part. I've often wondered why so many Takatāpui people are drawn to, say, creative industries like hairdressing, fashion, beauty, makeup. What's your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, there's another good one because I was stumped on that question as well about how to answer that. And I think, I'm going to put this back on to you. Do you think it's because possibly it's taken us a little bit to come out of our comfort zones where we can now start expressing ourselves image-wise, creative-wise? I don't know, you might not have been as confident, so you're starting to put yourself out there. You're really focused on images, where we get quite focused on image coming out. And I think all young people do as they're growing up through their adolescent or whatever, just becoming an adult. So maybe that's how I'd put it out there.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. But even like when we think back about when you were saying about those hairdressers that you loved, smoking, they looked fabulous and all that sort of stuff. So they would have been a little
We're
bit
looking
of
for that
inspiration for you.
fact. Yeah,
Pardon me?
definitely.
Yeah. And were you the only Takatāpui in that salon at the time? What's the gay?
I was so fortunate. No, there was 2 others.
Yeah.
But most of my career through that, I've actually been so fortunate to being like mostly the only boy.
Yeah.
Which I'm like,
Yeah, cool.
because when there's too many of us,
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that too. Yes.
and females and things. You often feel sorry for the girls.
Yeah, we do. Absolutely. Yeah. The sort of the bitching and the clashing. It's
Yeah.
really, but
For me, I had male bosses, and so I would actually sometimes feel sorry for him because he's the straight male with all these girls, and then you got the gay boys, and nightmare for him.
we have no filter. And I think the no filter comes, especially with each other as colleagues.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't care what we say. I've certainly over the years, I worked in a really big salon too in the sort of 90s in Newtown in Auckland. And when there were
Yes.
four not Auckland, Newtown in Sydney, and there were four straight male hairdressers. And I just loved to hassle them, mate. Seriously. And all the other guys, we would just almost beat them up without
Yeah,
a
man.
toxic way of speaking to them. And they were too scared to say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I felt sorry for them because when we're together in a group, even with the apprentices, we become a little bit like mean girls.
Yeah. Yeah.
For want of a
Yeah.
better.
Until we start getting a bit older when it's too much effort.
Yeah, well, that too, yes. Were there a lot of Takatāpui at Buoy?
Yes, actually, there has been a few of us, obviously some high profile ones,
Yeah.
but there definitely has been quite a few of us. But now going through it's a good balance,
Yeah.
which I do think you need that now.
Yep.
It really makes a team when you've got a good diverse and a good culture running through there.
Did you work with the creator of Buoy, Derek Albee?
I did for a
Wow.
few months, and then once again, I wasn't doing my work, and so I had to go, and that
Right.
was okay.
And what
And
were you
then
mean not doing your work? Like,
I'm not doing I was just still young. I didn't want to
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me what to do, and there was no, especially back then. I think some of the orders that would be given to you, as I said, HR would have a field day.
yeah.
And there was no way, me being who I am, I was even going to be spoken to like that, or I'm walking the door.
I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, I've seen stools throw across the salon.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I
yeah.
have seen that. Yeah, definitely at different times and cups
Yeah.
smashed. Like, oh, okay. I worked for Italians, so they're pretty passionate.
Yeah, of course. But no, I had the amazing opportunity to working alongside Derek. He was amazing. He was one of my biggest icons throughout the industry, which is the whole reason why I've always supported Buoy and the accolade that it's reached to. But him himself, there's not many people that are artists. It's hard to find that all rounder, but him himself, he definitely was an artist, and what he's done for our industry in general, we should be very, I think, thankful for
I
what
agree.
they've pushed through.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
did you go on shoots with him? Say because he'd won many avant-garde stylist of the year. He only thought creatively, really, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did.
Yeah.
Back then, no, I actually didn't. I had to stay back and stay in that wash house because there was very selected teams, and trust me, it was very hard getting out of that wash house. I promise
Oh, right,
you.
okay. Would you
Some
think
of us were stuck in there for 5 years.
right?
But
Because
that's
was
just
that
the way it was.
working your attitude out type situation before they would say let you free onto the floor or
Yeah, and you had to had a certain level, and even then, there were so many people that were stuck in there, and you had to wait for them to move on before
Yeah.
you get the opportunity. You couldn't, no matter how amazing you were, you had to wait your turn.
okay?
It wasn't about schoolwork back then. You just had to wait your turn. There was pecking orders.
No, I know that's definitely how Sydney salons have run as well.
Yeah,
Picking order.
but I promise you, when you make it out there, you're going to shine. And that
because you
do
work
the-
so hard in the wash house, which is the basin area, basically.
Yeah,
How many basins did you
you're
say?
honestly, and so when you got to get out on that floor and go to a blow dry, you were giving your all.
Yeah, I bet.
That was your time to shine and get that sweat off your forehead.
Yeah. I hear you about
Try and drag it out so you didn't have to go back in a hurry to the wash house.
Yeah. It's just I'm so having memory. I'm having good flashbacks about it. Mm. So did hairdressing feel like a place where you could simply be yourself?
Honestly, absolutely, 100%. I think me coming from all walks of life and my upbringing and stuff, that's how I'll put it. I really did get to just be myself and who I wanted to. There was no expectations or anything like that.
Yeah.
I could just be me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there anything you became famous for? Because people would say to me, "Oh, Donald did that Maori guy, the one that falls over all the time."
It was,
You know, that
definitely,
comes to
it
one.
was definitely a good blow drying styling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really quite known for,
Yeah.
or am known for in certain things.
Yes. So this is probably a silly question, but it's an important one because I imagine people would wonder, Did you ever experience any homophobia or discrimination from either a client or someone you worked with?
Yeah, when I read that one too, I was like, I can't actually say I ever have suffered anything of that, which I feel actually really lucky that I haven't, because that would actually, yeah, it'd be so yucky on so many levels, actually knowing
Mm.
that people are, and if they have, or, and I'm not saying they haven't, but yeah, I can't say for myself that I haven't and that I have. So I'm very fortunate in that.
Yeah, I never did either, but I certainly did. Whenever I did, an example of it would have been when I was like 17 and I was doing my apprenticeship here in Rotorua. So it's just kind of Rotorua, really, to tell the truth. Unfortunately, having even saying this, but my boss was amazing, Christine Miller, who I did most of my apprenticeship with. And and it was literally like, I don't want to have my hair cut by that faggot. And she was like, you've got no place here. We don't have any room for you. And so she said, we don't have time for that. We and don't
Yeah.
speak about that. And that was the only time, and never ever happened again. But then when I came back to Rotorua and I opened my salon in town, and then I was talking to, because I'm myself, always open. I'm searching for someone to be homophobic so that I can, I am sometimes, because I'm also 6'4". And of course, I talk about being gay or Takatāpui. And this woman said to me, and I'm cutting her hair, and she goes, "Oh, so you're an abomination." And I'm like, wow, and I'm cutting your
Can be.
hair, and you say that. Wow, okay. So I kept cutting her hair and finished the haircut. People would say to me, "Oh, did you chop her hair?" And I said, "No, no, I never ruin my work. I had a plan in my hair, and I gave her the haircut that I had planned, and she looked fabulous, and she left." Of course, she came back 6 weeks later and wanted to have a new haircut with me. Walked into the salon, and I was with somebody, and I took her outside, and I said, "You were homophobic towards me last time." "Oh, no, you must have misheard me." "No, no, no, you called me an abomination." And she went, "Oh." And I said, "So you need to go back to Destiny Church and perhaps pray." Because one thing I do want to say, if I was a 16-year-old apprentice, you would be in a lot of trouble with me for saying that to my apprentice, because you shouldn't say things like that. But unfortunately, you said it to a 50-year-old man who is very out and very struck, and you have no place in my salon. So
Yeah.
she never got her hair cut again. But I never had it happen anywhere else, ever, in any other country, any other city,
No,
just in Rotorua.
it's really not a normal thing, even if it is just in Rotorua. Do you know what I mean?
It's not normal, no.
No.
You might experience it in certainly 1987, which is what I was talking about. But in today's world, and calling somebody an abomination, and of course I'm not an
Yeah.
abomination. I'm too fabulous to be an abomination. And that's in your world, isn't it? So I love talking to you about these sort of things, because I love people understanding that you are really safe in our industry and you can be whoever you want to be. And if you want to be creative, you can. But it's just
Mm.
sometimes you might need to leave your hometown and you might have
Yep.
to go to the city.
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah. And also too, that's some people's opinions, and that's okay. It's not okay, but it's just an opinion.
yeah. And it's a small town opinion. And you
Yeah.
are going to experience that. I do say to a lot of rangatahi Takatāpui, just go to the city. It's a George
Mm.
Michael song, go to the city, because I just think sometimes you need to, because I met so many
Go,
wonderful,
go and play.
yeah, and the whānau that you meet, like-minded people that are just like you, and it's really wonderful, and it really builds you up. And
Yeah.
I just think it's important. The city might be Hamilton, because it doesn't have to be Tauranga.
Big
No.
thanks.
Yeah, or Levin. People often think we're just cutting here. What do they not see?
Oh, that's the question. Yeah. What do they not see? I think sometimes as hairdressers, we are quite good at putting a front up. And I think it might be a protection thing, it might be a judgment thing, it might be for our own sanity. But we do tend to, we will put a wall up, whether it's on a professional base or not. And I think that's sometimes what clients might not get to see whether it's your true authentic self or whether it might just be, hey, you've got a lot of things going on in the background in your head, but it's our job to give them everything, because whatever we got going on the side or in the background, that cannot show. We can't break. And so I think we tend to suppress a lot of that. And that's actually not mine. That is what a lot of people don't see.
Yeah, because we have to do the service, because we are there to serve people.
Yeah. And we're doing it to our best as well.
Yeah. And that's a lot, doing it to our best. And we might have worked on a few people that day, and it might be late night. And, we're already at the end of our nerves.
Overstimulated, all of that.
Overstimulated, yeah. And so we've got to be very careful, because we can get to the point where we can overshare. And then all of a sudden, your oversharing overtakes the haircut when they actually just wanted the haircut.
Or you're left thinking like, did I just say that? Again, I'm very lucky. I have really cool clients.
That's true. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Certainly in my environment, running a studio by myself and working here by myself, and I just see one-on-one all the time. If I'm doing a cut and color, I just do the cut and color. I don't do anybody in between. And people really like that. Yeah, they really love that. And they get to see me, and I'm full of conversation. And I also think I'm genuinely interested in people, and really have to be. If you're not a people person, it's not for you.
It's not for you. It really isn't. I agree.
So how do you protect your own well-being from after carrying these conversations?
Again, I am really lucky. I've had a lot of my clients for many years, so I can be a little bit more. I do still get new clients and stuff like that on requests. However, I set up little things, well-being things for myself through the week, whether it be go play some netball, go smash some stimulation out of there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Really release a little bit, or go for a little bit of a hikui up the maunga.
Yep.
Early nights even, have an early night through the week, and then have a gin at the end of the week maybe.
Yep.
But find whatever it is for your well-being to be able to be present on the floor, and whatever it is, you find that well-being.
Yeah. That is really important. That's such an important thing to do, where you create your whole order and your well-being, and just understand, no, I do have to go to bed. It's been a late night, because we also can become quite wired, so to speak, when we're finished doing a full day. And sometimes we just need to whack that wiredness out. Otherwise, we literally can't sleep. You'll wake up in the middle of the night and be like, oh, I was supposed to put 6N on that client, and it was a 7N. You know what I mean? Like,
or that shade was a bit too dark. She's probably going to say something off. It'll be fine.
Anything. Yeah, I hear you on that too. So burnout is definitely something that hairdressers experience. Why else do you think that happens besides and what does burnout look like?
I think burnout comes in many forms. There's that whole thing of tapawha, well-being, spiritual, physical, emotions. Yeah, there's so many forms of burnouts. But again, it's find that way for you to be able to be present, be healed, whatever it is, you need to deal with it. Because again, you can't suppress it. It will creep out and it will affect you sooner or later.
Has it ever affected you? Let's say when you've left Buoy, or have you ever experienced anything that you'd say I was so burnt out then?
Yeah, I think, I'm a liar if I say no. There've been numerous times throughout my career that I think when I look back at it, it's like I could have handled things a little bit differently based on being burnt out, family stuff in the background, having to micromanage that, then being on the floor, working in high performance places, doing my own personal things as well as sports, building up. And there's definitely times where I look back where I could have probably managed some of it a little bit better, or dropped a few things to be able to maintain. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, it's about finding a good balance for yourself. And that could be anything from sleep. Yeah. Because as hairdressers too, we really just struggle with our whole order. And let's say we've got a fully booked day, we've run behind, we're eating at 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
just having an
absolutely.
energy drink, and we've been
Yeah.
there, it's 9 o'clock.
And then we're going to go to the nightclub at about midnight and then
Yeah,
walk home at 4. Then we've got a full stacked column and we're going to start foiling all day.
yeah, the next day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we'll be fine. I'll just
Yeah,
drink
we'll be
coffee.
fine.
Yeah,
As
and
you
you're
get to
actually
your
privileged.
30s, you're like, I can't do this.
Yeah. I've done that so many times.
Yeah.
And also, you want to be out in the club. You want to be dancing and
Yeah, you're young. Why not?
because you want to get rid of it all.
Yeah. We have to let our hair out. Like any
Yeah.
careers, sometimes you just got to let it out.
Yeah, because we're touching people. We're literally
Yeah.
and being Māori, the head is tapu, and we're touching the head.
Right. Okay.
That's where I think that's where I think it comes from. The burnout, because it can come from that, because we're getting pressure from our clients. So, do you imagine doing anything else with your career?
Oh, there are a few plans in the pipeline. Yeah, I definitely want to stay on that Tahau side of things, which
Yes.
is through my career, I've gone through wanting to work at certain salons for a reason to pick up why they're so successful, what I can pull out of them. Where now that I'm through my career, I can now start building my little empire
Yeah.
and what my vision looks like. But I'm definitely going to stick on that Tahau side of things
Yes.
and try and make something of that within our industry. And especially for them young rangatahi that might have walked the life, I'm going to create that path for us to still have as Māori.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So how does working at Buoy, and you work at another big salon too, don't you? And then
Yes, I've just started at Vivo as a contractor.
in Wellington. So how did that work? How did that develop? So just so that people can get an understanding that, yeah, you can work in other salons.
Yes. I think for me, I'm at that time in my career where I can start building my vision.
Yep.
And again, I've worked in some really big, amazing salons throughout my career. And I've been doing it for about 16, 17 years or so now, where I can focus on my vision.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of have the freedom to be able to come and go, do what I want, enable what I need to do to make this happen. So I decided to take the big leap and go be a contractor. So then I can then come and go. And now I'm going to be doing Rarotonga. I've got a few other things in the pipeline where I want to start touring and doing some education side of things.
Yeah.
But I'll be able to find out that better once by next year.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep that still in the pipe quiet until I manifest it to next year.
And so Buoy was full-time work, and then you decide
Yes.
over time when you're learning and wanting to grow or change. So how does explain contracting to our audience? How does
I think contracting is you grab your own clients, you're doing your own thing, you pretty much set your own hours. It gives you the flexibility to be able to do what you want, come and go, but also at the same time set your own standards as well.
Yep.
In your rules. And obviously you're getting a little bit more of the pūtea of what you work very hard for.
Absolutely. Yeah, because we don't
Yeah.
well. So contracting, is it a percentage of what you make, or is
Yeah,
it,
so it's a percentage of each dollar, depending on what your negotiation is.
what did you negotiate?
I pretty much negotiated half.
Okay. That's good.
Did I get half? No, it's probably a couple percent off half.
Okay. Yeah, but that's
But
what
yeah.
you asked for. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be frightened to. You should negotiate.
No. The
Is it
thing
half
nowadays is you
haircut,
come
or
through.
is it half of haircuts? Is it half of chemicals?
So pretty much 48% of anything I do.
Okay. As well, like highlighting and because you're coloring.
I know.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it is very good, especially nowadays.
Yeah. It's not like that group can't afford it.
No, that's especially, when you start doing the maths and stuff like that, again, knowing your worth and your value.
If the young Takatāpui was watching this today and thinking about becoming a hairdresser, what would you say to them?
What would I say? Be ready. We're going to be ready, but keep going. If you really want it, just keep going and persevere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're talking about being ready, those are the shoes that you wear, comfort. Yeah.
Yeah. Get up, have a shower, bring some deodorant.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And to excel more in really big salons, to tell the truth, you can apprenticeship, I think, in a smaller salon in your hometown. But if you really want to excel in hairdressing, and I'm talking about excelling, I'm talking about monetary wise,
Yes.
learning big skills where you can be charging more, you have to go
Mm.
to the city.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, very much.
yeah.
I don't think you're going to find 36 operators in Rotorua.
No.
Or even Levin or Wanganui.
Yeah. I so loved having this kōrero with you about our career. And I've so enjoyed it so much because only other hairdressers understand it. And I know that I'm doing definitely a lot longer than you, but the stories are still similar, aren't they? Yeah,
Absolutely.
always similar. So I have these 5 questions that I always ask everybody. And
You're mine.
my fast 5 ones, I call them.
Right.
So if you don't think about them too long, you can. Don't think about them too long. Scissors or clippers?
Definitely scissors.
Coffee or tea?
Oh, let's go tea.
Okay. Yeah, different hit with coffee though.
Yeah, I know. I like it. I like that first black coffee hit, but
Having a-
I really like a good tea.
Yeah. Oh, so you'll sip tea during the day, but you'll have a black coffee in the morning or something.
Yeah, and there's just some beautiful teas out there these days. Like T2, you're amazing. It's like a
Yeah.
candy store.
Have we tried tea order? We tried tea order. They're lovely. They're nice teas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tea order. Yeah, they're nice.
Okay.
Blow dry or air dry?
Oh, I'm going to go blow dry, but
okay.
I do a good natural. I
Yeah, I know
like
you
it
do.
natural. Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
I've watched you.
Yeah, I'm just going to swing the other way for now.
Because we can do that. We can do that.
Yeah, we're going to swing the other way and jump the fence.
You were versatile, aren't we, as hairdressers? So what's one product you couldn't live without?
Oh, one product I couldn't live without is probably, I'm definitely a sea salt boy. I like that
sea
kind of
salt?
gritty, lived in. Yeah. And it's
Sea
quite
salt?
versatile as well.
Do you have a favorite sea salt brand? You can.
I don't mind the Kevin Murphy. Kevin Murphy is quite soft. It's still workable. It's not too, some of them are like quite gritty and yeah, you can still mold a little bit.
I worked with Kevin Murphy in the 90s before
Oh,
he got into his range. And he was on the shoot on a beach. I was doing makeup and some sand got into a container of, it wasn't Brill cream. It was a kind of like conditioner that he used. And he mixed it together and put it into the hair. And that's how he came up with his salt products.
oh wow.
Yeah.
He definitely has a beautiful range.
Oh, he's incredible. Yeah. But
Yeah.
so this is when he is a true artist in the way that he was thinking very organically about products. And because he'd been in the industry for such a long time, he developed things that came from his lived experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he wasn't like L'Oreal and thinking about the consumer. He was thinking about the consumer's hair.
Yeah.
No?
That visionary.
Visionary. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great guy. He's still alive, isn't he, Kevin Murphy?
Yeah, he's still pushing.
As I am.
And he's
yeah.
still very cool.
in one word, what does being Takatāpui mean to you?
Oh, I think just being yourself.
Yeah.
Being yourself.
Yeah, because you have to, eh? Have you had any loves in your life?
Have I?
Had any loves in your life?
Oh, absolutely. Even in my own little fantasy worlds. Come on. But no, definitely I have. I've been happily in a relationship for about 13 or so years as well.
Now, right now.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know who I feel sorry for more. I'm more me.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, no, I never knew that because that's also a part of you too, isn't it? Really, your relationships and your relationships with your people, your fun, and your clients. Hey, is he a hairdresser?
No, actually. I do think opposites attract, eh? You have one creative and then you've got the other one that's, I don't know, wayward.
Yeah.
Or commercial.
Yeah. I've always said that, there can only be one star in the relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely not me anyway. It'll be him.
Yeah,
I'll
the other
leave
one
that
didn't-
to him anyway.
Oh, that was so good. And thank you so much for joining me tonight, Rawiri. I really enjoyed it.
Kia koe.
I hope that we've inspired somebody. I reckon probably would have, eh? What do you think?
Well, if not, I think they would have got the lulls out of it anyway.
Yeah, we certainly covered a lot of laughter. So I really appreciate it. Amihi.
Hey, kia koe hoki ne.